Hello and welcome to another episode of StratoCast, the Battletech UK Southeast podcast. And today I'm going to be building a list if I get to play in the Operation Guerrero game that we've got planned in 2 weeks on the 28th of October at the Bad Moon Cafe from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. If we've got an uneven number of players, I'll be joining in, and I thought I'd go ahead and make a list for the Capellan Confederation using my Warrior House Ijori painted miniatures. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to be using MegaMek as my tool for force construction, and be showing you as well how to transfer that onto the official event force building sheet, which you can then submit via the Google form for the event. So let's go ahead. You can see here's the web page with the event. We've limited to 12 spaces, so sign up as soon as you can. It's £10 as far as I know, and we're going to be going and using the force construction rules here. So 18,000 BV. There has to be 3 lances. The lances have to have the composition shown here. Okay, so we've got to have a command lance, a striker lance, and a recon lance. And each one needs to have commanders. So there needs to be a captain with a training level of elite. And there needs to be 2 lieutenants with a training level of veteran. And the rest of the force has to be regular or veteran, so no green training. We're limited to introductory or standard rules only, so no advanced rules, unfortunately no catapult CTP5s with arrow 4. But we can have some special rules here. So for instance, C3 is permitted, and we also have the ability for semi-guided missiles in Free Worlds League militia only, because they're only available to them because they invented them, but they're not available to the Capellans. So we're going to be playing Capellans, so we don't have to worry about that. We also have here a little table with the exact training skills so that we're aware of what is regular, veteran and elite, and a little clip of the skills table, but we'll be doing that automatically anyway using the program. So we're using MegaMek, the latest build, which is 0.49.14 as of this recording, and I need to change a couple of the options to make sure I'm not picking illegal units. So I'm going to go to game options here, and I'm just going to quickly on the allowed units, I'm going to change the year to 3057, and I'm going to change the tech level to standard, so that will allow me to do that. So now when I click on the units on the add new unit, it'll allow me to select the units just from that period. Now also down here you've got our faction moles. So these moles automatically include the Inner Sphere General as well, and we're going to click on the Capellan logo here. I'm going to open that in a new tab. And there we go. So we can get a list of what we've got here, what we can take. So what we've got here are quite a lot of different units. There are less though than from the Davians. So one of the things of this, the Davians have a lot more units. They have like 400 to choose from. So there is a slight disadvantage with the Capellans. We're just getting to the beginning of the Capella Renaissance of what we can choose. And I'm going to start from the top down, picking my command lance first, and then working my way down. And I think I'll kick off probably with the Pillager. It's a great mech for projection. I want to keep my commander safe, so I don't want him up close in the action. I'm going to move this over for a second, and we're going to add a combat unit. We haven't got the 4Z, unfortunately, so let's have a look at the Pillager 3Z. Oh, got it set to battle armor. Here we go. All Pillager 3Z. So what do we get for the 3Z? We get 2 Gauss rifles, large laser, 4 medium lasers. And so the Gauss rifles are really where it's at. No pulse lasers, unfortunately, but we're a bit early for that. So we're going to go ahead. Got a great model for this. At the end of this, I'll also include a picture of the units. So there's our pillager, and we're going to set that already to gunnery 2, piloting skill 3. So already that's a fair chunk of BV, and I got a rough idea of what I'm working with 18,000 BV. So next we want to follow that up with some heavies. I don't think I'm going to fit another assault mech in here. We're going to pick some of the heavy mechs. One I like to use is the Marauder 5M. So again, a nice solid range unit. You also have the 3L, but the 3L is a standard intro tech one. So we've got the 3L, which is available, which is the hot hands. It's the large laser, medium laser PPC. But we're going to go for the 5M, which has been provided by our good friends in the Free Worlds League. And the 5M is the pulse boat. So it's a very, very close-up brawler of a Marauder. Not too much standoffish. Very good for getting up and dealing damage. So that's our second of our command lance. At the moment, we'll leave it as a 4-5, and we'll change that in a minute. And actually, what I can do to make this come up as 4-5 by default, I can go to configure player, and I can, on the settings here, I can get it to choose inner sphere, regular, constant. Now that means it'll always be 4-5 when that comes up. So that's the Marauder. Also fancy a probably a guillotine, I'm going to say. Guillotine I've always liked is a very good brawler. Now my idea with this is I want to have a kind of a lance that's going to go for that center objective, the hill. It's going to be able to stand off with the commander and send forward some more close heavy hitters. So going to add a combat unit, and we are going to have a look at the guillotine. So the guillotine available for us is either the 4L or the 5M. The 4L is an instruction version, but the 5M, again, some Marek produced software, is just basically the same as the 4L, except it punches up with that ER large laser, and it's increased. It has endo steel rather than standard. So that's a good call. Gives me some good jump. It's quite up close with the 4 medium lasers and the SRM6. Very heat efficient, except for the ER large laser. So it runs, I don't know what heat sinks it has. I think it still has standard heat sinks. Still has 25 heat sinks. So firing all of those medium lasers is heat 16 and the ER is 12. So that's 28. And the SRM4 is 32 and jumping 4 is 36. So you're going to overheat 11 if you alpha strike with everything. There is the option, of course, of dropping back to the 4L. Let's have a look. And with the 4L, you've got slightly less armor, I think. So 192 points. Whereas with the 5M, you have same armor. Just basically the only improvement I can see is the case for the SRM6 ammo on the center torso. Which, considering it's on the center on the right torso, why have we got right torso case? That's a very good. Oh, then the ammo for the SRM is on the right torso. That's good. Okay, but it doesn't have an XL engine, so it's again a bit of a zombie mech. So let's go for the 5M. And let's pick up. So what else have we got here? So You know, like people generally don't tend to like Crusaders. I'm tending towards a Crusader. Uh, the newer Crusaders are slightly better. We also have a Cataphract, which is a good option for Liao. So let's have a look at that. So we've got the Cataphract 3L, 1X or 2X. So the Cataphract 3L, good pulse boat, ERPPC for coming in. I like this. Two medium lasers up front, 2 medium lasers rear. Not so good. LB10X for some shotgun. That's definitely attractive here. The 1X is a introductory tech one, and the 2X same introductory tech. So I think we're gonna have a look at the 3X, 3L. There we go, the 3L, Cataphract 3L. I do like that build. ERPPC, nice distance, 10 damage, couple of medium pulse lasers. Medium pulse lasers in the rear for getting in there. This is not a jump mech. It is a mask mech though, isn't it? Let's have a look. It's mask. I really have a bad record of making mask rolls, but I'm kind of curious how that's going to perform. So let's go for that. Let's go for the Cataphract 3L. So we're already on almost 9,000 BV so far. We've still got 9,000 BV to go for our 2 lances. So we're going to go for the medium lance now. My idea for the medium lance is to have a lance that is going to be a headhunter lance. It's going to skirmish. They need to be fast. They need to get around. And so I'm going to really stick with the medium. And my favourite mech for the Capellans is going to be the Wraith TR1. Now this mech will also have the ability to get in there and attack the objectives, and a large pulse laser as well for sniping at range, and it will be jumping every turn. Its maximum jump of 7, so it's a 7-11-7. It's going to be a real pain to hit. Jumping from woods to woods and popping shots off with the large laser and then moving in for the kill with the 2 medium pulse lasers. So for me, that's a win. The TR2, by the way, is an ERPPC 2 medium pulse lasers. I don't kind of like it as much because ERPPC is nice for sniping. It does overheat more because the heat is 15. So with jumping 7, you're going to be heating up 2 a turn. And also you don't get the minus for the pulse laser, for the large pulse laser, which when you're jumping is really quite useful. So let's lead off with the Wraith. It's actually again a Marek mech that was sold to the Capellans. The reason in this kind of part of the history that Marek is so successful is because they literally didn't take the brunt of the clan invasion, and they ended up making a lot of stuff for the Federated Commonwealth to support them in the clan invasion, which if you look at the backstory is where all of this came from. We're also going to go for my kind of favourite laser boat here. We're going to go for the Ostrok. It's not very popular, you don't see it very often, but I do like it. So we've got the Ostrok 3C and 4D available, which are introductory. The 2D is a new one from the Recognition Guide, Volume 1. So there is also the Royal one, the 2CB, but we don't have access to that on our Mull. And it's got 2 ER large lasers and 2 medium lasers. So good fire support there, good ranged support. I do kind of like that. It does get into the heavy category, but I'm allowed to have on the list, if you go back to the list here, let's have a look. From the force construction rules, you can see that we are allowed to have 2 heavy mechs, up to 2 heavy mechs, up to 4 medium mechs, up to 1 light mech in the Striker Lance. So let's go for the Ostrok. I like the Ostrok. Now we do want some more range firepower, and I've got another favourite mech. Now, is it available in this thing? It is, the Huron Warrior. So the Huron Warrior is basically a Gauss rifle on legs. Let's just put that in. Huron. Can't spell. Huron. God, how do you spell Huron Warrior? Huron. There we go. Huron. Huron Warrior. Got two versions. We've got the Lao version and the MegaMek version. The Lao version has the Gauss rifle and ER large laser and medium pulse laser. The Lao version, the MegaMek version, has the medium laser. So the Lao version is slightly less BV, weirdly. Why is it slightly less BV? Don't know. He's got slightly less armor. 160 against 169. So the MegaMek version is slightly more armored. But the ER version has the pulse laser. And I'm going to say that since I'm not particularly going to be getting close with this guy, I'm going to stick with the M. So the idea of this is to run around. It's got a movement 5'8". It's to run around the outside, trying to keep in range 14, 15. I think it's 15 the range. Let's have a look at the TRO. So the range for the Gauss rifle, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, is either 14 or 15. But it allows me to pop shots off at range towards the command mechs. We're at 13,000 BV already. And we're going to finish off with a nice fire support mech. And I am a fan of the Trebuchet. It's fast. 5'8". Go Trebuchet. We've got a 7M version, 2 LRM-15s, 3 medium lasers, and NARC. So we're definitely going to be using NARC later. So the Trebuchet there, we can have NARC enabled LRM-15s. There we go. So that rounds out our medium lance. We have a Wraith, an Ostroc, a Huron Warrior, and a Trebuchet. The mech that I would really love to have, but unfortunately it's not in this period, is the Saitang. But I don't think it comes up till 59. Would have been nice. So the Light Lance, what's the purpose of the Recon Lance? Well, the purpose of the Recon Lance is going to be to find the mobile HQ, to scan the vehicles to see which one's the mobile HQ, which one's the ammo trucks, and which one's the hospital. Can't destroy the hospital, that's a war crime. And then to destroy them or spot, so we can get some indirect fire from the Trebuchet. We don't have a lot of LRM boats in this. There's maybe one weakness with this. We're not going for lots and lots of LRM boats. I could think about swapping the Cataphract out for something with LRM boats, but that's not my game plan. My game plan is to send the Marauder, Guillotine and Cataphract in close, and to have the Pillager a little bit further off to take the hill. The Wraith, the Ostroc, Huron Warrior and Trebuchet will basically scout around the outside of the hill, putting off shots and trying to focus fire down to take out the commanders. So what are we going to have? We're going to go with, of course, the Lao favourite, the Raven. So we have the 3L, the 3M. We've also got a 4X, but the 4X is an introductory technology one. The 3M, interestingly, is listed as a missile boat because it has an LRM-15, small pulse lasers, small lasers, so it's a bit odd, the 3M. I have to say I prefer the 3L, which is the up-close one, and it's got tag as well, and NARC. The tag, although limited because we're not using we're not using the rules for, we're not using arrow or semi-guided in this force. It's still useful to tag people because then you don't get the spotter effect of spotters movement. It makes it a lot easier to hit with indirect fire. So I'm gonna stick with the Raven there, and that means I'm gonna get the chance to put some narc ammo in there as well. Then the other one that I really want to go for is a OS Scout, and the OS Scout is going to be there really to get in, not do damage, but to get in and find things and get out with its jump 8. So the OS Scout 7K or 7JB, we get the 7K or the 7J. The 7K is just a tag. The 7J is the medium laser. Probably going to go for the medium laser version, even though it's standard tech, because it's, well, it's going to be dirt cheap, but also because we can just use the medium laser. But the tag, I don't really feel the need for another tag. The tag version would be only 484, but it can't do anything other than tag. So let's go for the medium laser version. And last of all, and this is getting tricky now, we have to think of our last mechs. Now, I'm really tempted by a fire support javelin. Now, a lot of people were not that keen on this variant, but what converted me was, what's it called? Was playing on HBS Battletech, and having that LRM-15 light mech is quite fun. It's quite fast, it can reposition. So the Javelin A with LRM-15, again, it's an intro tech mech, so not particularly brilliant, but you know, delivering 15 LRMs is a good call, so I'm gonna go for that. We're down to our last few BV here, so we want to have something cheap, cheerful, and that can get in and do the damage. Probably something that can jump. I am tempted towards a Stinger, maybe. Not a lot more options. Got the Assassin. Doesn't cost much. Gets into the medium category, so it doesn't count as a recon mech for the rules for the scenario. So I am thinking that probably we're going to go for a Stinger 5M. Medium laser anti-missile system, can find things, spot for indirect fire from the from our LRM boat, can deliver a little bit of damage to our targets, can stay alive with the anti-missile system. Flamer, we're using the BattleMech manual rules, so flamers do heat and damage against mechs, be good against vehicles. I think that's probably the best I'm going to get for the value for the mech. So let's go for that. So I'm at 16,921 for BV, and I need to pick a commander. So the commander is definitely going to be a Raven. So the Raven's going to be a veteran pilot. Let's go for 3-4. Going to be free piloting skill 4. A little bit more expensive, but I love the Wraith. So the Wraith is definitely getting the upgrade to the commander. Could have been tempted by putting it on the Huron Warrior. And now I've actually got to the point where I've got 440 BV left. So I can now have a look and say, right, well, what things are going to really, is it going to really count? And I could try and push maybe the Marauder or the Guillotine. I do like the Guillotine. Let me push the piloting skill to 3. Yes, so I can get the gunnery skill to 3 there. don't think I'm going to get much more out of this. I could try and push the Huron Warrior up to 3. No, we're bust now. And I can always push maybe the Javelin up to 3. It doesn't cost much. There we go. 15 BV left. I'm sure if I min-max that to death, I could make it a bit better. But that's quite good. So I've met the requirements for the scenario. I've got a 2-3 commander. I've got a 3-4 lieutenant in the Raven. I've got a 3-4 lieutenant in the Wraith. And that's it now. One of the things I like about MegaMek is to do this. Random names. Compelling Confederation. Randomize. There we go. So I've got my random names that I'm sticking with, no matter how crazy that might be. And we're just going to make a note of who the commanders are in this. So we've got I forget what the rank is for the commanders in the CCF ranks. Let's have a look on Sana. So CCF ranks, my force leader, my captain is going to be a Shaosho. Or, no, a Sangwei, because it's a major. A captain. So Sangwei, so we're going to have let's close that window. There we go. So we're going to have Sangwei, Elaine Millette, and we're going to have Salwei, that's lieutenant grade, Salwei Rob Hals. Oh, that's not copied correctly. Hold on, let's copy that again. Copy the whole link. Let's delete that. One of the things about using a Mac. There we go. Salwei. And let's go for the Raven. Hunter Celebrity. Okay. Salwei. The last thing I'm going to do on this, just for, it doesn't change the BV, but I'm just going to go for the trebuchet here. And in the equipment, we are going to check that the ammo is not capable. We've got 2 tons of not capable ammo. Also going to, I don't think we've got any other LRM ammo except for the Javelin. So the Javelin, we're also going to put not capable ammo. And of course the Raven has NARC capable ammo in its SRM6. NARC capable ammo adds to the cost, but not the BV. So there's no worries about that. The other thing is about cluster ammunition. So we've got 1 ton of ammunition on the Cataphract. So we're taking cluster ammunition on that. On the Pillager, we've got just a Gauss rifle. Plenty of Gauss rifle ammunition there. We've got 2 tons of Gauss rifle, that's 16 shots. The Marauder, we've got cluster ammunition, LB10X, cluster ammo, Guillotine, SRM6 ammo, so let's upgrade that to NARC capable. This will all come through on the sheets as well. We've got a ton of each actually on this one, so we can actually keep that, have slugs and shot, 10 shots of each. Wraith is just energy. Ostrock is got some SRM4 ammo, so let's update that to NARC capable. The Huron Warrior, we've got just Gauss rifle ammunition there. Trebuchet, NARC capable. Raven not capable, that's fine. SRM6 not capable. The Os Scout just has its medium laser. Javelin not capable, and the Stinger has got just its anti-missile system. So we are done. We have an 18,000 BV force. Now what we're going to do now is very quickly transfer that onto our sheet. So I can do this very quickly just by going to the website here. And up at the top, we've got the force construction spreadsheet. It takes me to the YouTube channel, which tells me how to do it.
Or your doorbell camera company and cancel.
Let's quickly add that. And in the comments, you've got the sheet on Google Docs. Or you can download the sheet as well. Close that. You've also got the sheet there to download. I think it's just Google Docs version actually. Oh, force construction spreadsheet. Here we go, download. So I can download that and launch it in Excel. Or I can use the Google Docs version. I prefer the Excel version personally. There it is. So I don't have to type all of this across. What I can do is I can go to MegaMek. I can go to highlight all of the units by holding Shift. I can go to Game and I can go to copy units to clipboard. Go back to here. I'm going to just temporarily open a new tab there so I can just paste the clipboard in. There we go. And we've got model tonnage. So I'm going to click on that. Got the unit type. So there we go. We've got the unit type, which is this. Actually, let's join those two up. Doing a quick bit of Excel cheating to save time here. There we go. So gonna stick that into the TO&E. Tech base in a sphere. I'm not using the option for taking. I could have taken a clan tech mech from another thing using the salvage option. Type battle mech. Which is quite simple for this event because we've only got battle mechs. Tonnage is going to be here. Roll. I'm going to leave roll. It's not really important for this scenario. Base BV is not here because we haven't got the base BV. So the base BV I'm going to have to quickly put in. So going back to my master unit list. Let's find the master unit list. We take the BV from the master unit list and drop it across. So we've got the pillagers master BV is 2697. The Marauder 5M is 1471. So this is the base BV straight from the master unit list. The Guillotine 5M is 1472. They're really close. The Cataphract 3L is 1545. The Wraith TR1 is 1287. The Ostrot 2D is 1396. The Huron Warrior. They're always quite cheap, these. Actually, not that cheap. So this is the 4M, so it's 1556. Gaussrath was expensive, I guess. The Treb 7M is 1348. It's quite tempted to take the low tech one, the 2N. The Raven 3L. Sometimes it's worth taking intro tech just for those BV savings. So the Raven 3L is 708. The Os Scout is the 7J is 596. And the Javelin 10A is 653. And it just leaves the Stinger, which is 432. And again, with the full sheet here, I can just go to the export here for the names. And gunnery I'm going to do manually, so gunnery 2, pilot 3. I'm going to put all these as 4-5 by default. You can just type in these, but it will only let you enter numbers. And then I'm going to go, and it automatically determines what the unit is. And then we said that the Wraith was the commander, was a 3-4. And that the Raven was going to be a 3-4. And we also boosted, now what did we boost? Let's have a look. We boosted the, the Marauder here is a 4-6. That's changed the thing slightly. So, I actually forgot to change that. So this should be, that's going to make things difficult. Here we go. So that should be a 4-5 because I can't have 4-6. It's not an allowed skill. So that means I've got to knock off the 59 BV. So I'm going to have to put this Javelin back to being a 4-5. And can I squeeze giving something little like the Ost Scout or the Stinger an extra gunnery skill? Just to use up those last BVs? No, I can't. So I'm a bit stuck there. I can give it an extra piloting skill because piloting skill is kind of cheaper. So let's give the Ost Scout 4-4. I want to do crazy death from above. So the Ost Scout's now 4-4. So we're going to put the Guillotine as 3-5. So our Guillotine is going to be 3-5. And the Ost Scout is going to be 4-4. Now, if everything's working fine, and I've inserted everything fine here, I've got 17988 on my spreadsheet, and on this spreadsheet it comes to 17988. So the spreadsheet works, and MegaMek works. I haven't got any guided munitions, but what I do have is to put down just a cluster. So for instance, the Pillager is going to have Gauss rifles, don't need to worry about that. The Marauder is going to have 1 ton of LB10X cluster. The Guillotine is going to have SRM 6 knock. Cataphract is going to have 1 ton of LBNX cluster and 1 ton of LBX shot. Wraith has got nothing. Ostrock has got SRM 4 narc. The Huron Warrior has just got Gauss rifle ammunition. The Trebuchet has got LRM 15 narc. Raven has got SRM 6 narc. Oscout has just got the medium laser. Javelin has got LRM 15 narc. And the Stinger has got nothing else. So that's it in the notes. I can just put here, we've got Captain and then Lieutenant and Lieutenant. And there's nothing else we need to put in notes for this scenario. There is no C3 network, so we don't need to worry about that. If you're putting C3 networks, you can choose them here. We haven't got guided munitions. We've got tag, but since we've got no guided munitions, it doesn't matter. If I would just put, for instance, that the Raven here has tag, what it'll do is it would add the cost of guided munitions on, but since we don't have any, it doesn't matter. So only the Free Worlds League militia need to worry about that. I've got my elite and my 2 veterans. That's pretty much it. And I could go ahead and I could put in my roles if I wanted to, just for interest's sake here. Let's see what we've got. So we've got the Pillager, who's a Juggernaut. And why I'm writing in caps. Could do this as a drop-down menu if I did a future version of this sheet. The Marauder is going to be a skirmisher, I think. I think it actually tells me in MegaMek, so I can just go straight from here, does it? Yeah, so skirmisher, skirmisher, sniper. Skirmisher, skirmisher, sniper. And these roles are really only important for the advanced roles, but they do give you an idea of what sort of things that the mechs do. So I've got 3 skirmishers and a missile boat. So skirmisher, skirmisher, missile boat. And then we've got a scout, 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 striker, scout. Okay. So now I've done that, I can get rid of these other sheets. I don't need them anymore. Now you could not use MegaMek and just do all this straight onto the form. And just use the master unit list. That's absolutely fine. But putting the speciality ammo in here is quite important. Especially if it's a mixture or if you've got semi-guided, but otherwise most of the only speciality ammos we allow are those allowed by the time period. So if you and standard rules. So if you go to the force, let's find the page. Here we go. If you look at the speciality ammos here, it says you can have standard, streak, narc, Artemis, advanced tactical missiles, which only if you have clan mechs, autocannon, inferno SRMs. Oh, infernos. That's an idea. Semi-guided missiles. Don't think... Is it worth putting a ton of inferno? Because the guillotine only has 1 ton of ammunition. Cataphracts doesn't have SRMs. The Ost Scout only has 1 ton of ammunition. If I had 2 tons of SRM ammunition, I might be tempted to stick some infernos in. And the Raven has just 1 ton, so I think we're not going to pack any infernos for a bit of fun war crimes. All of the skills are valid. So what I can also do now is I can save this, and I can then put it into MegaMek Lab and get it to print all the sheets for me, which is brilliant. And then I'll upload that onto my OneNote or my iPad and use that for the event. It's a really quick. I'll do it in 2 seconds. Actually, let's do it in 2 seconds. So I'm gonna download it, save it here. Gonna go to MegaMek Lab. So when you're in MegaMek Lab, and you just go, doesn't matter what you click on, but I'm just going to click on New Mech, and then I just go to File, Export to PDF, from Mol, click on my Mol file, exports to a PDF, close that now, and here it is. So here's my force, and I've also done the options on MegaMek to enable it to give me the extra tables. So we've got and it comes up with the names and the skills automatically. So that's Maraud 5M, Guillotine 5M, Cataphract 3L. Oh, I've also done a little bit of work getting the pictures in. You can find out online how to do that. It involves importing some files into the system, which you can find on Reddit. I think someone's got pictures of all of the mechs and units that you can put in. We've got in the medium lance, in the striker lance, we've got the Wraith with the lieutenant. We've got the Ostrock. Lovely new artwork on the Ostrock. I like that. We've got the Huron Warrior. We've got the Raven for this. This is the Scout Lance, the Raven, the Ost Scout, the Javelin, and the Stinger. And I'm all ready to go. All I will need to do now is, if I wanted to register for the event, I would go up to here and I would click on the web form. Got my name there. Confirm that I've paid by PayPal. Make sure you click friends and family to make sure we don't get charged. Click on your preference. This is probably not going to change anything. It just means we might change the pairing slightly. Your second preference for faction, upload the list here. And if you're able to bring any paper maps from the Grasslands map pack or battle mats from I think it's A, B or C, then that's handy and we'll let you know. So we've got enough maps for everyone to play. We've got 6 tables, so 12 players. More players if people play in teams, but we're limited to 12. So if we do have more, we could try and see if we can fit people in by playing in teams. But that's my force. So using MegaMek to create the force, but you can again use any method you like. So hopefully I'll see you guys there on the 28th of October at the Bad Moon Cafe at 10 AM when it opens, and we'll be following our scenario on the website. So until next time, or until the 28th of October when I see you then, and have a good time, and we'll hopefully have a brilliant event.